That time is 6:30 in evening time on this Wednesday evening, August 21st, 2019. It is time now for the Peter Channel Evening News on this Wednesday evening, August 21st, 2019. Good evening, everybody. I'm Peter J. Wiggins at 6:30 p.m. on this Wednesday evening, and we have a temperature of 81 degrees in North Massachusetts. Top stories in the Peter Channel Evening News on this Wednesday is Trump's religious comments and rage critics says. Meanwhile, President Trump also turned heat on Denmark over NATO spending after Greenland office burned. Trump administration allow independent definition of families with Christ, families with children. Trump proclaims as he defends its trade war with China. In reversal, President Trump also says now longer looking at a payroll tax cut. $10,000 gallons of untreated raw sewage discharged at Newport Harbor. Trump signs executive order canceling student loan debt for disabled veterans. Florida panthers and bobcats are walking weird. Wildlife officials can't figure out why. Trump says he's the chosen in trade over aluminum section in China trade war. March for life, no longer protests in the streets, unveils gun control plan. Miracle backstop alternative public within 30 days. Putin says Russia will react accordingly after U.S. missile tests. Brazilian Amazon ravaged by tens of thousands of fires as deforestation spikes. Colonel George Pell will stay in prison after losing appeal for clerical sex abuse in Australia. Tornadoes slow improvements at Clark and Long Pond roads in Plymouth. Fed says July rate cut was recalibration and not part of the preset course for more easing. U.S. has 500,000 fewer jobs than believed after big government revision. Looking at stocks now. Up 240.29, 26.202.73. S&P 500 up 23.92 at 29.24.43, and Nasdaq up 71.65 at 20.21. NASA rehearses astronaut launch rescue with SpaceX. Earth's future is being written in fast melt in Greenland. A heavyweight candidate for dark matter. A scientific breakthrough at the Florida requirement could save America's Great Barrier Reef. Kids in border camps are 9 times likely to die of flu. Trump's team won't vaccinate them. Vaping damages blood vessels after just 1 year, new study says. Nigeria goes 3 years without a case of polio. More women should be assessed for BRCA mutations, new recommendations say. Look at that news from the wires. 2 U.S. service members died Wednesday while serving in the NATO mission in Afghanistan, military officials said. North Korea's detectives reveals fight of trafficked women. Eastern Pacific Ocean gives birth to troublesome Ivo. Dive team creates first 4K image of Titanic wreckage. Hundreds of thousands of Rohingya refugees in Bangladesh can return to Myanmar on Thursday for a second repatriation period. President Donald Trump has suggested Russia rejoin the group of 700 industrialized nations 5 years afterwards this vote for annexation Crimea. A U.S. surveillance drone was shot out of the skies over Yemen this week by surface-to-air missile the Pentagon believes was given to Hellfire rebels by Iran. China has formed a new counter-terrorist special ops unit in Zhang, where Beijing has cracked down on suspected standards placed in them re-education camps. The Congressional Budget Office has warned the Trump administration in a new analysis Wednesday that its tariffs against Chinese imports will have a negative impact on the economy in the next year. New U.S. Mexico deal avoids tariffs on tomatoes. Inslee climate plan that adds investment for rural U.S. farmers. The U.S. Air Force plans to launch its newest GPS satellite from Cape Canaveral Air Force Station on Thursday morning. Economists and market indicators have signaled a possible recession over the next year, and more than 2/3 of Americans will blame President Trump and one arrives, a new study said Wednesday. President Trump has suggested Russia rejoin the group of 700 nations 5 years after expelled for annexing Crimea. White House announced new steps on Wednesday to fight the arrival of synthetic opioids on U.S. soil and identified several Chinese nationals as significant narcotics traffickers. Looking at the news from the Sun Chronicle, strict Mansfield concert patron saved by police EMTs and off-duty firefighter. Defendant pleads guilty to the world Robert Attenborough man. Attenborough women's clothing retail Avenue is shutting down all 222 of its stores across the 33 states, including the one in South Attleboro Square. Back to school shuffle in North Attleboro is postponed due to the forecast. More than 50 cars have been trapped in West Quincy after a dump truck fell from an upper level and landed at least one car below. The Glenns of 229 and 234 Cobble Street were evacuated. Governor's Council once questioned Tom Moy before one a new appointment. Accused Sue Rivers withheld whether bail at Taunton as an incredibly strong case. DPH opioid deaths down, but fentanyl presents an all-time high in Massachusetts. Widow Middleburg Jubilee victim in one another family as Maureen Fell's husband Jeff died of Maine nearly 9 years after contracting a mosquito-borne virus. This county Uber and Lyft could fill gaps as Brockton bus ridership falls. Hull lobbyist charged related state police scandal. Hingham police say a driver who crashed a pickup truck into a Hingham grocery store on Tuesday has been on ongoing medical condition and is not believed to be under the influence of alcohol or drugs. Peter Channel News Time. 6:37. Time now for Peter Channel. Sports report. Red Sox take on the Philadelphia Phillies in the second of a two-game series. Game time, 7 o'clock. XFL reveals names, logos for its 8 teams. John Gruden talks with Antonio Brown is headed to Canada. Jalen Smith's contract extension back in Cowboys, salary cap and aluminum deals. And Cody Bellinger laughing off his base running pants problem in his place in Dodger history. All obscures Kershaw sculpts ascended Kovacs. Peter Channel News Talk is 6:37. Time now for Peter Channel traffic and transit check. Baby! Green line detranslate after 15 minutes because the branches on overrides at Fenway trains may stand or between stations. And on the commuter rail, Haverhill train 296, 6:45 p.m. for Reddit is canceled today due to mechanical issue on the Haverhill line. Next train is spotted in Haverhill is train 224, 7:45 p.m. Haverhill line train 217, 5:35 p.m. from North Station remains stopped at Motor Center due to engine issues currently 45 minutes beyond schedule. Train 295 has arrived at the Queen will connect the trains to the service table. Train 294, 5:37 p.m. from Brennan remains stopped near Wyman Hill due to train 217 having mechanical issues and it's currently 45 minutes past schedule. Train will hold there until 217 gets to system train 295. Haverhill line train 291, 295, 605 from North Station to delays up to 10 to 20 minutes at Mountain Center assistance up train 217. Updates to follow. And the ferries, they are looking good. All right, looking at highways and byways. First of all, down in Rhode Island. Where it's 138 eastbound side, Little Sorrel, eastbound side of Newport Bridge, 195 eastbound side, so on East Providence, 95 southbound side, so 495 in Mansfield down to 152 in North Attleboro. 24 southbound side between 495 and the 44 in the random stretch. 3 on the southbound side, also the Braintree section, 128 in both ends about Springfield for Canada and the Braintree split. Southwest Expressway, stop going between Braintree and Boston, 128 stops back up between Rhode Island, Wilson and the Braintree. And Southwest Expressway, southbound side back down the Braintree split, and northbound slow to Quincy stretch on the Southwest Expressway. 93 both ends down south, also backed up. Mass back both ends back between 128 and Western and down to the Austin tolls and eastbound side, backed up between Austin tolls right down to Logan Airport, westbound side of the Pike, slow between Logan Airport and South Boston. Westbound slow all the way down to Natick. 128 at both ends back between Waltham and down to Lexington, and 128 southbound back between Burlington and Waltham. 128 northbound slow between 33 and Burlington down to Linfield. 3 at the northbound side 28 Burlington down to Billerica, and 495 at the southbound side slow between Tewksbury down to Chelmsford, and then over down to Westford. 93 at the northbound side also Lawrence stretch. 93 northbound side also on the Lawrence stretch, and Central Mass highways are looking good. Western Mass 291 southbound side also on Pike in Springfield. And Mass Pike slow between Stockbridge and Lee. 84 both ends about between Wilton and Union, Connecticut. 91 both ends about between Hartford down to Windsor Locks. 91 both ends about between Merton and down to Hartford, Connecticut. 84 both ends about downtown Hartford area. 84 eastbound also on Newtown and hit break number 4 really in Waterbury, Connecticut. Park eastbound also between Greenwich down to Bridgeport. 95 northbound south between Greenwich down to Fairfield. And 95 north slow on the New Haven stretch and up in north New England. Spotted traffic both ends about Rochester, New Hampshire, Route 101 westbound also up to Everett traffic in Manchester, New Hampshire, and Thomasburg westbound also between 295 down the main turnpike in Portland, Maine, and 89 both ends backbound Burlington, Vermont, and 91 southbound side also run Vermont. One US lane with another 15 on the northbound side also headed towards Montreal, Quebec, and southern Quebec. And a few Major League Baseball scores this afternoon: Cincinnati 4, San Diego 2, Tampa Bay 7, Seattle 6, White Sox 4, Minnesota 0, and Colorado 7, Arizona 2. Peter, Children's Time, 6:41, time now for weather report. Line of showers and thunderstorms line from north of Fallsburg, New York, stretching all the way down in the western Berkshires and Massachusetts on the southern Vermont and up to western New Hampshire, and another heavy band of rain showers line west of Dover, New Hampshire, stretching rain showers from Central up to Portland, Maine, and another line of cluster showers and storms line from Union, Connecticut, all the way down to Hartford and down to Meriden, Connecticut, and line of rain showers northeast of New Haven and south of New Haven, and a tornado warning remains in effect until 6:45 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time for southwestern Wyndham, central Tolland, and east central Hartford counties at 6 to 9 Eastern Daylight Time. Severe thunderstorm capable of producing tornado was located both in near Manchester, moving to northeast at 30 miles an hour. Hazard tornado radar indicator rotation. Final breed would be dangerous to those caught within shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged, destroyed. Damage to groups, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. And this storm will be around Chapel about 6:45 p.m., about 3 minutes an hour. And take cover now. Move to basement or the interior room on the lowest floor of the study building. Avoid windows if you are outdoors in a mobile home or a vehicle. Move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from fire and debris. And we are under a severe thunderstorm watch for much of the region, including the Bristol County area and including the Boston Providence corridor until 9 p.m. this evening. All right, looking at the forecast of the ghost and looking at the spot that's it's headed towards the north. It says heavy band of showers this morning. Stuff for Stafford, Connecticut, stretching down to Glastonbury, Connecticut. Raining heavily south of the Hartford city limits and down around Newport down to 17 Connecticut. And raining knuckling down around Rhode Island and southern Worcester County. It's headed to the northeast. All right. Tonight, chance of showers and thunderstorms remain before 1 a.m. Some storms will be severe high temperature winds and heavy rain patchwork after 5 a.m. winds. Most of the by 32 degrees, southwest spot 5 to 8 mile an hour. Chest space to 40%, new rain amounts less than 10 minutes, possible thunderstorms. Thursday, slight showers and thunderstorms before 2 p.m. and slight showers between 2 and 3 p.m. and slight showers and thunderstorms to 3 p.m. Patchwork for 7 miles. Port Saska have a 9 degrees, coming southwest 5 to 7 miles that morning. Chest space to 20% for Thursday night. Check showers and thunderstorms, Mascot about 6 more degrees, light purple wind, chest space to 40%. New amounts less than 10 minutes to a high amounts possible thunderstorms for Friday. Check showers main for 9 a.m. Partly sunny, most good, about 79 by 56 degrees, northwest by 3 to 5 miles an hour, chest to 30%. New amounts less than 10 minutes possible for Saturday. Sunny podcast about 37 by 56 degrees, northeast around 3 to 5 miles an hour for Sunday. Most sunny podcast about 72 about 57 degrees, winds northeast about 3 to 8 miles an hour for Monday. Patch valve for 80 on Mars. Most sunny skies about 72, low about 59 degrees, northeast about 3 to 7 miles an hour for Tuesday. Patch valve wise, part sun of most skies about 75 about 63 degrees, then northeast with about 6 miles an hour coming southeast in the afternoon. And for Wednesday, part sun skies about 79 degrees, southeast with about 3 to 6 miles an hour. Right now, Norton it's overcast at 81 degrees, and that's going to be it by Peter Channel. Evening news on this Wednesday evening, August 21st, 2019. Peter Woods, hope you have a good evening. Goodbye today to the North Field at 11 o'clock for Late Night Report. Hope you have a good evening.